Good evening. Hopefully you can hear me. You never know. Everything can happen. So let's have a look, see what we got. There's a lot started straight in before me. What's happening tonight? Are you in for something? There's nothing on TV. All had the dinners early. So it's good evening, Paul, Dom, Kelsey, love. Good evening. Noxie. Who else? Clary. There we go. Yeah, hope everybody's had a good day. It's a bit cool though today, isn't it? I've had a call from the boy. He sounded on cloud nine, and I can realise why he's on cloud nine. He's had 2 good visits this weekend, so I could see why he was buzzing. He was buzzing when he phoned me. But again, no news. No news is good news, I suppose. Or no news is bad news. I don't know, really. I am supposing that I can be heard because I'm talking away. And I must be able to be heard because nobody's said it's quiet. Microphone's on. And it's showing as though it's working. So there you go. So yeah, it's another week's passed. 7 more days gone. And days to do are getting few, as they say. But there you go. They're not getting few for me, but they are for some, I suppose. Well, yeah, I've had a good week. Well, as I say, I've had a good week. My week's basically the same as every week. So, all right, Clary, thank you. Audio's good. Video's good. You've got the good-looking bloke sat behind me and the good-looking bloke talking. So, you've got 2 of us. So, I presume Kelsey might just put in, we might be down to about 105, 106 days. I'm not quite sure now. I've had a sleep since the last time I saw it. It might be a bit more than that, thinking about it. But there you go. Yes, I've had a bit of a busy week. I'm trying to think of a word I can use. I've been evening, Paul. I've been cleaning Cheg's PC up, ready for it to be moved back to his digs. 117 days. There you go, Clary. Thank you. So I've been clearing it up, getting it up to date, and making sure I've got everything off that I'd put on. And I've organised him a new camera because I've got his, and I've organised him a new microphone because I've got his. So there you go. So I've had a bit of a week of it, really. But I haven't. It's still all in boxes, so he'll have to unbox it himself and put it back together. But that'll only take him a couple of days, I suppose. I don't know. There you go. So Clary wants to get to double figures so she can give Kelsey a ring and take the piss. No, not take the piss. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. So that's about it for the week, really. I've been doing quite a lot of stuff. I don't know if anybody knows, but I collect coins. Hi, Jeff. I collect coins, but I don't collect. I don't know how you put it. I don't collect commemoratives and stuff like that. You know, I only look for coins that are in general circulation. So I've ordered a couple of things to put all my 50p pieces in, and all my fancy £2 coins and whatever. So yes, Sharon. Levi told me you'd been to see him yesterday. I've forgotten who he said you. He did tell me. Do you know, it was only, what time is it? 7:10. It was only an hour and 20 minutes ago when he spoke to me. And I can't remember who he said. I can remember who he said for today. His mum had been to see him today. So, and a couple of friends as well went with his mum. So, yeah, Dom, it's I'm not because I don't have anywhere now where I can, look through coins and whatever. I'm getting a bit stuck now for I don't know what you call it, for finding the coins. When I had the shop, of course, I had the chance of, it was all cash and loads of coins, and so you got the chance. In fact, there's I don't know if anybody knows, but there's a set of coins, 10p coins, that have got a letter. They've all got the letter of the alphabet on with a little picture of what they are. I think airfish, fish and chips. So I managed to collect all of them whilst I had the shop, because people were just coming in, half of them don't realise, they don't look at the bloody coins, do they? They just hand them over and say, here you go, I've just emptied me tin and I've got all these pound coins and 20p pieces, whatever, and in they go. So I did manage to get all the 10 pences. So I've got A to Z of tens, pences. Yes, it is Clary. I could tell you what they are if I could think about it, but I think L is London Bus. I'm not quite sure. It's not often I look. I've got all these bloody coins, and then I'm thinking, well, they're just stuck in a box. What's that all about? It's a bit hard to think of a way of showing them off. Like back in the day when your mum had a glass cabinet type thing, and she used to put all her crockery and stuff like that in. Yeah, so something like that. So let me have a look. I did at the bank got all I've got the Peter Rabbit ones. Well, basically there isn't many 50p pieces I haven't got. The hardest ones I haven't got is I think I've got 18 of the was it Olympics or whatever? I think it was the Olympics 2011. The coins came out, so it'll have been for the 2012 Olympics, and I've got nearly all of those. But there is a few that are a bit hard to come by. Bond, yeah, real honest gold. B is for Bond. I don't know where my 10p's are, quite honestly. I've got them all over the bloody floor at the moment because I'm trying to go through them. And I've been going through them, and at the moment, I'm about halfway through. At the moment, all those are duplicates. I've got, I've already got them, so there's no point in having, like what's his name there? I can't think of his name. You won't be able to see it, will you? A bit shit camera. It's what's that? Paddington Bear at Buckingham Palace. I think I've got 4 of those. I don't know why, but I've got 4 of those. Then, there's loads of them. And I thought, well, what the hell have I got all these duplicates for? And now I've no idea what to do with them. I could just go to the shop and spend them, I suppose. Somebody would be pleased. And the other ones are the £2. I've been going through my £2 coins, and they're all duplicates. So it's bloody stupid. So I suppose I could go. I suppose I could go and just spend them. I might pay the bus driver tomorrow. I've got to go to the hospital tomorrow to have more blood taken. And I might just pay in £2 coins. But yeah, when you say sell them as a collection, it's where would you really sell them? You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody looks, but if you look on bloody eBay, I was looking the other day. I thought, oh, I might just whack them onto eBay. And I looked on eBay the other day, and I've forgotten which coin I had. I had 4 £2 coins, all the same. I'm trying to remember which they were. Oh, they were William Shakespeare. That's it. There they are. 4 William Shakespeare coins. And if you go and look on eBay, they'll get £250 and £400. And, well, they're taking the piss. Who's going to pay that for a bloody silly coin? A rare coin. It's not rare, my ass. I've got 4 of them. Yeah, Kels. As I say, I don't know where to look, because I've not been that interested in getting rid of any, if you know what I mean. But I do, and I don't anymore now that I've stopped working. I used to get my coins from the £5. There's £5 coins, and I don't know if anybody's seen them. The £5 coins, you can spend them; they're worth £5 basically. But I used to get those. I get those from Westminster Coin Company, or whatever they're called, and I've got huggings of them, absolutely huggings of bloody coins, and they're just sitting in a box. I'm just so pissed off. Yeah, Jeff. I can't imagine that anybody's going to pay a silly. I like it. I saw one where, and I can't remember which one it was. It was a £2 coin, and there were huggings of them, and they'd got. I think one had got. It said, "Oh, this is a rare coin, £500 or nearest offer." Well, nearest offer is going to be like £1. There's bloody millions of them. My coins, I don't save all coins. I don't save 10p's. I've got the 10p's for that one. The 26 lettered coins. I've got those, but I don't have any other 10p's, and I don't have 20p's or stuff like that. I just have 50 pence, £2, and the £5 ones. But I do have a few of the old £1 coins, so I've got quite a lot, quite a bloody lot. And like I say, they're just sat in a box, and I'm thinking, well, I can't go on eBay anyway, so they won't let me have an account on eBay. It's their bloody loss, not mine. And the only problem with eBay, of course, is you've got to use fucking PayPal. And one of my biggest hates in life is PayPal. I'd rather piss in a bean tin. Yeah, old £1 notes. The very old ones, or because there is, the big old £1 notes. I used to have one of the white £5 notes a long time ago. I got rid of it, but yeah. So that's what I've been doing this week. Is Bobby in? Somebody saying, calm down, Bobby. Oh, is it because I've mentioned the bean tin? All right. Good job it wasn't the bloody biscuit tin, really, isn't it? Well, there you go. Yeah. I don't know if anybody saw the news. There's at Brid this weekend. There's been Dad's dancing competition. Dad's dancing. What's that all about? And as silly as it seems, it's been on the bloody news. What's newsworthy about some silly old buggers bouncing about looking like a twat? Because I can honestly say, you look stupid. If you want a picture of a wallet, I can, show you my wallet. If that's what floats your boat. But yeah, like I say, I've got all these coins. I might just go out and spend them. I don't know. But yeah, biscuit tin, get in. Biscuit tin, bean tin, there you go. Bum, bum. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, so anyway, folks, anybody done anything interesting this week? That we could talk about, or I know Kels and Sharon went to see Levi. There you go. You see how it comes back to you when you're not thinking about it. I said to Sharon earlier, oh yeah, he told me he'd been, but I've forgotten who he said went with you. Well, it was Kels. So there you go. Just goes to show you, doesn't it, how thick. Yeah, Jeff, take care. Have fun. Don't get pissed. But yeah, Paul, been to work. Well, some of us have to, some of us don't. I seem to work more now than I did when I had the shop. I seem to be doing more now. A week away in the caravan. We're off caravanning. Lovely. Is it a static? or is it one of these you stick on the back of a big old moving thing, car thing? I presume it'll be a static. It's one thing I've not been into is caravans. I did have for about a year and a half or so, 18 months, I did have a motorhome back in the day. Yes, Paul. Yeah, I had a motorhome back in the day when I was a younger man. And, you know, it was, motorhomes are all right, but you get a bit, if you haven't got a bicycle strapped to the back of it or whatever, and you want to go somewhere, you've got to pack everything up and bloody go. Yeah, well, there you go, Dom. Brid Hospital's changing to small procedures and palliative care. Well, you know, Brid's always been the place to go and end your days. That's why people couldn't. That's why locals couldn't afford to buy the bloody houses, because all the old people, and I'm not counting myself as one of those, but all the old people back in the day used to, when we retire, we're going to retire to the seaside. And then, of course, there's no pigging houses for the ones who live there, because all the old people have come in and knocked everything up for the younger end. So the younger end have to pack up, piss off, and go somewhere else. So the town ends up as like an old people's home. There you go. Big static. Nice. Is it by the coast? I don't want to know exactly where it is, but I presume if you've got a static, it's by the coast. Saying that, there is quite a few. I know quite a few static sites in East Yorkshire. You know, where they're not at the coast; they're on. You know, they're on some of the rivers. You know, and I can't remember the name of it. Stamford Bridge, I think, is one. There's a fairly big site there, and Haggerston Castle. No idea where Haggerston Castle is. Don't know what part of the country that comes from. Haggerston Castle. You know, I'm normally quite good on stuff like that, where things are, but that's one I've not heard of before. But somebody will tell me where it is, because they'll have been. You'd have to forgive me, because I need a drink. And I thought I'd drink my coffee before it goes cold. It's hot this time. Well, it's not hot now, but it was when I put it down at 7 o'clock. All right, it's up that end. Oh, that'd be nice. That's a nice area, isn't it? Scottish borders. Nice up there. I was doing my family tree this morning, trying to find my brother's dad, and this family who I was looking at, and I'm trying to remember what it was called now. Lived in a little village. I think it's a village anyway. A little village called Elsden. And of course, I thought, I wonder where that is. Never heard of it. So I I stuck it on Google to have a look, and it's right next to Otterburn. Don't know if anybody knows. There you see. Oh no, that's probably Berwick-on-Tweed is probably the bit about the Scottish border. Yeah. No, Elsden it was called, and it was right next to Otterburn training place. Don't know what you call it now. But I remember when I was in the forces, we used to go to Otterburn for manoeuvres, and pretend playing at soldiers, as soldiers do. They go and play at soldiers. And of course, we used to go to Otterburn, and I can always remember sheep getting blown to bits, and the farmers going apeshit because their sheep was getting murdered. Cost the government an arm and a leg to pay for these sheep that were getting killed on the ranges. So there you go, a bit of useless information. I think we used to go there once every 2 years, I think, to Otterburn. So, like I was saying, there's not a lot of places. Sounds big-headed, doesn't it? There's not a lot of places I don't know, but there is a lot of places I don't know. But there's a lot of places I've been and not realised that there's the other places are next to it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, really. So this Elsden, I've probably been through it. I haven't been in it, but I've probably driven through it at some point, because it wasn't far from the site. I don't know what you call it, Otterburn training base camp thing, whatever. So yeah, but I've on my quest to find my brother's father, I could feel that I was close to getting, maybe not the father, but the next one, his grandfather, and I could feel I was close. And what I couldn't do is I couldn't match all these DNA people together into a cohesive tree that would match to my brother's. Not that there's a lot to match to my brother's, because we don't know anything about his father, but you can get the gist. And I watched a video a couple of days ago, and this genealogist had put up a thing about how to use AI in your genealogy search. So I thought, I wonder what that's like. So I watched his 20-minute thing, and I thought, I might just give that a go. So I went on to it on Friday, and it's bloody amazing. I just couldn't believe how I don't know what the word is. I can understand why people, wet the pants about AI being so good, because I typed in all the information, well, not all the information, but loads of information I'd found and names and things like that. And I'd said to it, what I can't manage to do is find how to match these 5 DNA matches to my brother, how I can match them into one tree. You know what I mean? Because they all must come from somewhere way back where they all connect and then branch out. And I knew I was close. I just couldn't get it in my head how it was working. So I put it all in AI and it said, right, what you want to be concentrating on is these two people. One of these two people, I can't remember the names, but one of these two people are most likely your brother's father. Oh, shit, how did he work that? And it showed you how it worked out. And I thought, well, yeah, that makes sense. And it said, do you want me to do this? And you want, and you know, just put a bit more information in. We'll see if we can cross-check. And then what I want you to do is go on to this and check that and then come back to me and tell me what it is. And unbelievable. And it's free. Well, I'm saying it's free. I was using the free one, not one where you pay. But I was super impressed. Absolutely super impressed. So now I know one of my brother's paternal grandfathers, because they all match to these other, I think it's 4, maybe 5 different DNA matches that I couldn't put together, but they all match to this one who is my brother's grandfather. So of course, once I now I know the brother's grandfather, all I've got to find is all of his sons. Hopefully he hasn't got many, but one of his sons must be my brother's father. And so his grandfather originates from Barnsley. Barnsley. And then from his grandfather's parents, they come from Barnsley and Durham, which is right for the area, if you know what I mean, because Brid being a visiting place, people from the West Riding used to come for 2 weeks every year. I'm not sure about during the war, but I presume they still had time to go to the seaside. And I'm not saying anything about, it's wartime and stuff like that. They must have still gone to the coast. They might not have gone on holiday, but and the other one, of course, is Durham area, and in again in Durham, because it's the Durham and Barnsley are mining areas, and of course the miners used to have their 2 weeks at the same time all over the place, so. And I know that that lots of visitors to Brid came from the Durham area. So, it seems to fit in to my brother's I don't know what the word is, ancestry. I don't know there's a word and I can't think of it, but it seems to fit in. So really, a couple of more, I was going to say a couple of more months and I should have narrowed it down to his dad. But to be able to do that, I really need to find another DNA person that's fairly close to him. So yeah, hopefully I can do that one, and then I'm only left with 2 more brothers to find their fathers. So I'm on a roll this year, I think. I found my dad and I've nearly found his. A little bit more difficult for the other 2 because they're not alive, and so I couldn't get them to have a DNA test, which would help. So I've got to find close relative, either his sons, daughters, grandsons, and granddaughters, and see if they've done their DNAs. So it's not ideal, but it would be good if anyway, there you go. Yeah, Brid's okay. I'm not knocking Brid at all. I come from Brid, and I left when I was 15, I think it was, when I left. But I did come back when I was 22. Then I left again, and then came back when I was in my late 30s. That's what mums are for, isn't it? Yeah. And then I left again. But yeah, it's I like Brid. I like it better than some of the other seaside places. Yeah, Kels will have another one in September. Be looking forward to it. September. What's happening in September? Why have you picked September? But yeah, sign me hair. I could do with a bloody haircut. I really could. So, have I missed something? What's this foreigner? Have I missed something? Or are you talking about a different time, place, whatever? Don't know. But so basically, that was my week. Next week is the big week. I'm in hospital on Friday. I'll be there for 7 o'clock Friday morning. And boots polished and whatever. Hopefully I'm only in for a day, but you never know. They might make a cock up and keep me in all bloody week. You never know. Yeah, Kelsey, I realised that, sweetheart, after I said it. I don't know what. Yeah, I realised after I'd said it. But I just got, I thought just went in here and went back out there. But if he's tagged, does that mean he's got to be home at a certain time? I don't know how tagging works, but right. Yeah, so I'm not sure how tagging works. Is it like a curfew thing with tagging? All right. Okay, Knox. You should have phoned me up. I'd have come down and kicked the shit out of him. It'd take me back to the good old days when I was in Brid. Yeah, 7 till 7. Right. That means he has to be at home by 7. No, right. So it means we if we're going to meet up for a meal out or whatever. I don't know if that's what we were thinking or you're thinking or whatever, but it would have to be like a lunch out rather than an evening one. But we'll see how it goes. I suppose it's play it by ear, not this ear, this ear, here. Yeah. Anyway, so like I say, I really don't know how tagging works. Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, FaceTime him from the dance floor. Love it. I predict a riot. That wasn't quite the song I was thinking of at the time. I can't remember. A song came into my head for that comment, and it just went straight out my head. That's why I said about predicting a bloody riot. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to him coming home. I really am. But yeah, like he said to me this afternoon, what are you thinking of doing on Sunday nights when I've come out? And I said, well, quite honestly, I might be able to go back to my sister's on a Sunday afternoon for dinner. Because I can't at the moment because I have to be back. So it would be nice to be able to go to my sister's and have dinner again on a Sunday. Used to enjoy it. I'm not saying that. I don't have the car anymore, so I'd have to figure out a way of getting there. Yeah, Noxie, I'm not getting rid of the channel, if you know. I'll still be doing the Monday nights with Bobby, but I won't be doing the Sunday nights at 7:00 updates. And I don't know why I call it an update, because when he phones, he just says, "Hiya, Grandad. Are you okay? How are you doing? Blah blah blah." There's nothing to say really, except we've had lockdown, or it's the same every week. There's no update, so I can't keep saying, well, here's today's update, because basically it's the same every week. I've got bloody hiccups now, for Christ. I think I've drunk that coffee too quick. But yeah. Right. Yeah. Clary and Kells will co-host with you. What, on a Monday? I wouldn't mind that on a Monday. That sounds good. We could if we did that, we could probably push Monday out to an hour and a half. I don't want to be pushing it too much, because I do have other things to do with my life. I don't really. I just try and put on a brave face and say, "Oh yeah, it's great." It can be a bit boring at times. Only at times. I'm not bored all the time. Yeah, Clary. Yeah. So you don't, quite honestly, you don't really have to show your face, do you? You can just come on and talk, if you know what I mean. I know when I've watched Bibby now and again, quite often he has people just talking, even though they're on, they're not showing their face, they just talk. So yeah, I don't know what's best really. Just go with the flow. I'll go with the flow. If somebody sent me a message saying, "Can I come on and have a chat?" Well, yeah, and I just put the link up. Yeah, it's fine by me. The only caveat to that, of course, is I wouldn't be letting dickheads on because I can't stand them. But there you go. So that's it. Talking's talking, isn't it? Yeah. Is Bibby in? You're calling him a pup, and he's not here to answer back. That's a bit much. But I've noticed, I don't go. I don't. What's a beef channel? What does that mean? You're talking something I don't understand now. Grandad's hosting a beef channel. No idea what that means. But somebody will tell me, I suppose. Well, I wouldn't call Noxie or Bibby dickheads. Quite honestly, when I said dickheads, you know exactly who I mean. The ones I used to have to get the bat out and tell them to run away in short, sharp, jerky movements and multiply. Those people. I can remember, right, all the way back when I first started, and so I can't remember who it was, but somebody came on to the channel, and I thought, oh God, how boring is this man? Oh right, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be doing an arguing, an arguing channel. Because I could argue with the best of them, quite honestly. Divvy stick, that was the word I was looking for, Clary. Thank you. It's still sat in my drawer here on my desk, and I can hear it ever so often. Let me out, but it hasn't had to come out for a long time. So I was thinking of loaning it to Bobby because he seems to get some right dipsticks. But there you go. He's a bit more, what's the word, calm. Whereas me, I'm on I have a very short fuse. So, so I've got a very short fuse. I bet everybody will know I've got a short fuse. And where, like I say, Bobby hasn't got a short fuse. He could sit there and you could have a go at him all you want, and he'd just have that little bit of a, you know what I mean. But I couldn't do that. You're going to take your bow tie with you on holiday. Oh, that's nice, taking a bow tie for a holiday. At least it won't talk back to you, will it? So is it just you and your bow tie going? Good heavens. When I went into my bow tie drawer, I thought, wow, I think I've got about 30 bow ties in that drawer. And there must be some I've not worn. But half the time, I can't remember which one I had on last week. So I just go for the one that's closest to the top. And that's the one I put on. I don't pick and choose. I just pick the closest one. But of course, with that, when I put this one back in the drawer tonight, it'll be at the top, won't it? So when I go in next week to pull another one out, it's probably this one that I pick up, because I don't look through them for one. I don't mix and match or outright, I don't put on a white top and get out a blue dicky bow. But I know there's quite a few I haven't worn yet. When we had the Friday night soiree in Brid many moons ago, I was given, I think, 4, maybe 5 different bow ties. And I know I haven't worn any of them. I know I haven't. But that's probably because they're right at the bottom of my drawer. And I'm not digging through looking for a bow tie, if you know what I mean. So that bow tie is a speciality, though. Right. So anyway, people, blathered about nothing for nearly an hour. Just thought before I wind up, not going to wind anybody up, but before I wind up, I thought I would just remind people to go below, hit the like, give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Don't matter to me whether you give thumbs up, thumbs down. Doesn't matter. It matters to the algorithm, or whatever you want to call this thing that YouTube employ. Bit of AI, I think it is. So there you go. And the other thing, of course, is comments. You can leave a comment. If you want to know something, and I leave a comment, I'll get back to you. Or, if you want me to talk about something next week, just leave a comment in and say, look, stop talking shite like you do and talk about this. Because I can, I can talk about a few things. I'm a bit of an old git, and I've done quite a few things in my life. And yeah, so the other thing, of course, is I do have Monday nights with Bobby, 7:00. This channel, we don't go out on Bobby's channel as well, like we used to do. But I have been trying to put a little bit of a plan together on getting back to doing a quiz, and I can't quite get my head around how to do it. Because the thing with quizzes is you've got to remember is you've got Google, and if Google's employed, well, you're pigging no chance to do a quiz, have you? Because you can do a picture quiz, and all you do is go into Google and say, show me some more of those, and it goes and looks for it. Or you can, it's quite difficult, quite honestly, to think of a quiz. Saying that, I do a quiz every day. And I don't know if anybody knows that I presume quite a few of you do postcode lottery. I don't know if you do or if you don't. But if you do postcode lottery, you can log into your postcode lottery account, and in there's they call it the big quiz. And you can have one go every day to win prizes. Now, it's a draw, so, just because you win, just because you get all 10, there's 10 questions. Just because you get all 10 correct doesn't mean you're going to win a prize. Do you see what I mean? But there's a chance you can. And it's free on your postcode lottery account. So, and I do it every day, every month. I've never won anything, but I do it every day. And the reason I was mentioning it is they throw out 10 questions and it's a multi, what do you call it, where you get four different answers. Who's this? Or a question like that. And then it'll give you 4 answers and you've got 15 seconds to answer. So you've not really got time to look at the question, get out onto Google, ask Google, and get the answer back before your 15 seconds is up. So that's quite, that's one way of getting around a quiz, I suppose. Anyway, that's the only thing I can think of, is rather than give, like before I used to put on a thing at the beginning of the channel and you had to come up with where it was or whatever. And you've got plenty of time to find the answer, aren't you? That's the thing. Anyway, I'm thinking of it, so I haven't forgotten about the quiz. So anyway, that's Monday nights, 7 o'clock. Me and Bobby, if Bobby can get his ass out of bed or whatever he does during the day, podcasting or whatever. And yeah, do an hour tomorrow night. Look forward to seeing everybody there. Or if you don't want to come, look forward to you not coming. I don't know. And then the other thing is I do genealogy, as you all know. I've just said a little bit earlier on about it. And I do have a genealogy channel. And I'm just called a genealogy guy, I think. Anyway, if you want to know anything or out like that, just go onto that channel and throw it a question. Send it a question and I'll get back to you, or, whatever. So that's the thing. So Levi didn't give any shout outs. He didn't say, "Oh, give a shout out to so and so or so and so." He didn't say it. So what I want to say is thank you for coming, and I've enjoyed my hour, and it goes so quick. I can't believe how quick it goes, but it goes so quick, and I don't know how I managed to talk about, I nearly swore then, about nothing for an hour. Thank you, Kelsey. So Kelsey's just put up the link to the genealogy guy, which is me. I'm the genealogy guy. Anyway, folks, thanks for coming. I'm not going to say who's in and who's out, all that kind of thing, but thanks for coming. Live long and prosper. TTFN, and hopefully see you tomorrow night. Take care.